Penguin Random House Audio presents The Gifted School by Bruce Holsinger. Read for you by January Lavoy. For my father, Harry. Teacher, builder, badass. There is something so tantalizing about having a gifted child that some parents will go to almost any lengths to prove they have one. Sheila Moore and Rune Frost, The Little Boy Book. Question 15. A girl of 11 sits hunched over a test booklet, the cold room hushed around her. In her left hand, she holds a pencil, and beneath her forearm is a bubble sheet speckled with gray dots. A constellation of what she knows and doesn't, can't and can. Her elbows rest on either side of the open test, framing her work, giving it bounds. She starts to fill in the next circle, but at the first soft scratch of the pencil, her hand freezes in place. She frowns at the booklet, because the answer can't be C. Or can it? She glances up at the wall clock, hears its soft pulsing. 2 minutes left. Another dart of pain shoots through her tummy. She erases the mark and reads the question again. 15. There are 4 boxes below and 5 figures to the right. The pictures in the upper 2 boxes fit together in a particular way. In the second row, there is an empty box. Which of the 5 figures to the right goes with the pictures in the lower left box, in the same way the pictures in the upper boxes go together? She stares at the lower left box. The colored shapes swarm on the page. A square, a circle, a trapezoid, a cone, a rhombus. Blue, red, green, yellow, purple. She twists a length of hair around a knuckle and tugs until a small patch of pain forms on her scalp. She imagines one of those coin-operated claws from an arcade, reaching down into her skull to pull the correct answer from the jumble-jellied mess in her brain. Her lower lip slips into her mouth. Taste of salt. Her teeth compress the soft ribbon of flesh. Hard. Harder. Until it hurts. But the answer won't come. Next to her at the table sits a boy taking the same test. His hair is black, but his skin is even paler than hers. He keeps rubbing sweat off his pencil hand by swiping his palm against his pants, just above his right knee, where the khaki fabric has darkened. It's very annoying, and it's very distracting. Another glance at the clock. 1 minute. There is a bad, quivering part of her that wants to look down at the boy's bubble sheet, but so far she hasn't seen their proctor blink once. Ms. Stark is her name. She warned them about cheating before the test, about keeping your eyes on your own work. So the girl decides not to look down at the boy's bubble sheet. Instead, she looks past Ms. Stark's enormous, owlish glasses to the far end of the cafeteria, closed off from the foyer by a wall of mirrored windows. Several panes have been covered in posters, one of them detached at an upper corner and hanging askew. Even without the posters, you aren't supposed to be able to see through the glass. Mostly you can't. What you can see is the faint, swaying silhouettes of parents. They're trying to stay quiet, but she can hear their mumbling, their hissing, their breathing. They look like ghosts. One of them is her mother. As her gaze wanders across the glass, she notices the rectangles and squares of the window panes, and especially the shape formed by the folded top of the loose poster and the steel frame above. A square, a rectangle, a trapezoid. The answer is D. It comes to her like the bang of a gun, so suddenly she almost says it aloud. She looks down at question 15 and sees the pattern in the lower left box. How it goes with the pattern shown in D, the same way the patterns in the 2 upper boxes go together. Her shoulders relax, and her nose tingles with the sweet smell of her own sweat. She starts to fill in the bubble, but the moist yellow wood slips through her fingers, rolling across the desk and off the edge. A moment later, she hears the whack and clatter as the pencil bounces on the floor. She leans over to retrieve it, grasping the rubber edge of the table with her right hand. The move requires her to push up slightly from her chair and take an awkward half step as she bends forward. She pincers the eraser between two fingertips and drags it back toward her. The whole maneuver takes no more than a few clock ticks, but by the time her head rises above the level of the table, Ms. Stark is walking forward and clapping her hands. The bell rings. "Pencils down. Booklets closed," Ms. Stark calls out over the rattly clanging. Through the big glasses, her eyes scan the room like a lighthouse beacon sweeps the shore. The girl looks down at her bubble sheet. She glances at Ms. Stark. At her bubble sheet again. Her hand glides over the surface of the table until the tip of her pencil has nearly reached the 4 empty circles for question 15. "Emma Zeller, put your pencil down this instant." The girl's hand freezes with the tip of the pencil poised less than a centimeter above answer D. The ringing stops. She stares at the empty bubble, willing the cone of lead to lower and fill. "Now!" Voices in the lobby, growing louder. Someone out there laughs. The parents know. The test is over. The girl follows the strange movement of her knuckles as she tilts the pencil down and sets it neatly on the booklet. The unfilled circle gapes at her until Ms. Stark comes by and sweeps the bubble sheet away. Part 1. Schooling. Gifted children are used to doing very little work to get the results they desire. Vicky Caruana. Educating Your Gifted Child. The New York Times. Education Life. Sunday, November 5th, 2017. Crystal Academy. Head of School. The combined Colorado school districts of Wesley, Kendall, Madison, and Beulah counties, along with the city of Crystal, are seeking a highly motivated and experienced educator, administrator, and advocate to serve as founding director of Crystal Academy, a new public magnet school for exceptional learners. Positioned to begin February 2018 in advance of initial admissions process. Duties and responsibilities to include the following: deep understanding of and passionate advocacy for the special circumstances and needs of accelerated and exceptional learners. Administrative oversight of a complex and challenging educational environment with statewide and national visibility. Supervision of a large body of teachers and administrative staff at 2 locations. Lower school grades 6 through 8, upper school grades 9 through 12. Service to a large student population along Colorado's Front Range, characterized by wide racial, ethnic, religious, geographical, and economic diversity. Commitment to helping us forge a visionary, equitable, and inclusive admissions process that accounts for difference, diversity, and overall excellence. To apply, visit www.crystalcolorado.gov/humanresources/apply-now and search for position number 41252. All applications posted by December 1st, 2017 will be considered. The City of Crystal is an equal opportunity employer and does not discriminate on the basis of race, color, national origin or ancestry, gender, age, religious convictions or affiliations, disability, sexual orientation, or genetic profile. The City of Crystal maintains compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act. 1. Rose. It was on the second Thursday in November that Rose got her earliest inkling of the gifted school. Months later, she would swipe back through the calendar and finger that day as the beginning of it all. The hours that planted the seed, traced the faint shape of things to come. The school was still no more than a whisper in the air when she saw her friends late that afternoon, a mere ripple of unease as she settled.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?